That's great. So that first one, if you go back and look at it, you did not get to hear. So those of you watching the video, you will not hear us answering number 2. Okay, so here it is. The Romance World Cruise Line provides special gifts and celebrations for passengers my internet. No fun. Looks like it's okay though. All right. Okay, so we're going to look at the pseudocode for it, or in the flow chart. Must be below. Whoa, there's the, okay. Here's the flow chart, which it tells us up here that we have how many input variables? We have the couple's last name, married. So 3 input, and are there any constants? Did y'all use constants in your pseudocode? Anybody? No? You could, but it's not as logical. Like Taylor said, he did not. So you could set up one that says newlywed and in quotes newlywed gift, so you would use that constant instead of the message.
Because you're going to be comparing, couldn't a constant newlywed equal 1?
Well, yeah, you could say, yeah, you could do something like that if you wanted to. But you don't have to, because it didn't, there's other ways to do it. Let's see how the author did this part. Okay, they did do that. They have the declarations as number, num, cabin number, num, years married, string name, number, maximum years equals comparison to this constant instead of to 40, right? And minimum years equals 1. So that's going to test for the newlywed. Input name, cabin num, years married. Output passenger information. So before they ever do the test, they're going to go ahead and output the name, cabin number, and years married. So that when you get your output, you know what it's talking about, what the user input, right? So we're going to go ahead and output. Then we're going to test to see if either one of these messages are printed out, right? So here it would say years married. If it's greater than or equal to maximum years, which would mean it'd be greater than 40 years they've been married, then output deluxe anniversary package and then end. If years married are not greater than or equal to maximum years, if it's not, then if years, then you have to do another test. So this is called a nested if, right? Then if years married, because just because they're less than 40, does that automatically mean they're newlywed? No, because they could be 39 years and they're still not meeting the criteria for getting a newlywed gift, right? So that's why we have to do a nested if. Years married, if years married are less than or equal to minimum years, which is 1, then output newlywed gift. But if it's not, then it's going to drop down and not print a message at all. Okay? So what we might want to do is an else over here and say you do not get a gift or something like that, so that you know that it actually went through the if statements, or you're not eligible for a gift.
I guess I got confused on the couple there, because when I like did the if, number of years
There we go. All right. So my declarations, I need a var name, or I can say L name, and a var cabin num, and a var, what else did it ask me? Number of years. Okay, number years married. Okay, and then I had two constants, right? Var back, yeah. Okay, newlywed equals 1, right? And then I could have var, oops, deluxe. Yeah, let's just call this one deluxe. Equals 40, right? Okay, so now I'm ready for my input. So I would say input, oops, not input. I would say L name equals prompt. Please enter your last name. Does tell you, since it asks all that information, then I would display it all. It doesn't really, you're right, it doesn't specifically say that, Brandon. So either way would be correct. Please.
Display all that after all the input,
then display all of it. Please enter your cabin number. Okay, and the last one is number years married equals prompt. Please enter the number of years you have been married. And this one is numeric, so I'm going to put a 0 in there. All right. Now, I've got all my input, so now I'm ready to do my decision, right? Well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and output. I'm going to do document.writeLine. Oops, except for I have to spell it right. Oh, that's still not right. WriteLine. And then I do document.writeLine would say last name. Oops. I can spell.
Can you put quotes on that?
Yes, I should, because I'm using the variable. Okay, last name. And I can put like the second one would say cabin number. G, and this one would say, what was the last thing we entered? Number of years married. number of years married, oops, married, which would be years married. All right. Now, actually put them right next to each other. It doesn't matter. If number of years married, number of years.
Can you put a space after the if?
You can or you don't have to. Either way, it doesn't matter in JavaScript. If number of years married is great, well, the way that pseudo, yeah, I could do less than, or my pseudocode did it this way. Greater than, it did the greater than first, so greater than deluxe.
If my pseudocode is newlywed first.
Yeah, you can flip it and it will work. Number of years married is greater than deluxe. Then I'm going to start with my curly brace, and I always do mine down below because I like to match up my curly braces.
Can it be equal to? Because it could have been 40 years or greater.
Did it say what? That's important how it says it. How did it say it? It says, let's look. It says if the couple has been married 1 year or less, if the couple has been married 40 years or more. So if I just say greater than, then it's going to miss 40, isn't it? So I need to say greater than or equal to, deluxe. And if they have been, then I want to say document, oh, actually.
When I did a document dot right line, one of them turned green color.
Are you in TextPad? Then that means something's not right. Usually the color coding, they should all be the same, or they're not typed right. It may you don't have a lowercase l. I'll look in a minute and we'll see. That's what the color coding helps out for. It tells you if you do something wrong. But I'm going to show you that other program that somebody showed me. Oh, that was in my Monday night class that I haven't showed you all yet. Okay, so this would say document dot right line deluxe. What are they supposed to say? You received deluxe, or I don't have to say that. Deluxe anniversary gift. Okay. Now I don't want this semicolon on there. So I'm going to go down, tab over, and close this curly brace. Then I would say else, because it's a dual alternative, right? Else. Okay, else document.writeLine. Actually, no, I have to do another if, don't I? This is the nested if. Else if number years married, and that one says 1 or less. So how would I say that? If number of years married are less than or equal to newlywed, right? Isn't that what I call it? Newlywed. Oops. Command B, document.writeLine, newlywed gift. Oh, I wrote that in all caps. Okay, newlywed gift. All right, now if it's not that, then do I want to do another else that tells them that they did not receive a gift? Okay, here, and then I would say else no gift. No gift, right? Okay, no gift. And then I would take this off, go down, and close. Now, I have to be sure that I've canceled all these ifs. So like this else is here, and this if is here, but I don't have a closing one for that bracket. So I need to go over to where I'm even with that one, close it. Then I have another, let's see, this one's closed. I think that's the end of the else. So that should be it. And I don't have any bad colors there, so let's see what we have. File, save. Let's see what it does. Please enter your last name. Please enter your cabin number. Please enter the number of years you've been married. Let's say 25, so it should print out no gift. No gift. All right. So I can do a break where it'll show better, but I don't know if you can see that. See, that says last name Wilson, cabin number 10, number of years married 25, no gift. So my logic worked, right? Okay, let's do it again. Let's see if it works for all cases. I'm just Wilson, 15, number of years married. Let's say we're married 1 year. So it should do newlywed gift, right? Newlywed gift. All right, let's try our last one. Wilson, 30. That's what I thought it did. Hoping it didn't do that all the time.
Are greater than or equal to things supposed to be blue in text pad?
Oh, look. Let me see what yours is saying. In text pad, and then I'm going to show you something else.
See, I got those two things in here.
Yeah, now see, anything that's in quotes, well, it should actually be blue up here, too. Oh, because you know. Oh, your comma. You don't need a comma there when you're putting something after. Does it run?
Why don't you put these on there?
So, has anybody ever heard of Java Runner? I think I put it in Evernote yesterday. Yeah, okay. Here's a link to a JavaScript emulator. Okay, if you click on this emulator, you can actually go over to your code that you typed in, not the HTML, just everything you typed in, which would be from here down to here. You can copy it, go over to Java Runner and paste it, and you can run it. Now mine actually runs, so it's not going to have a problem. Last name.
I really just have you read it.
Let's see. Okay, run it again. Let me see what it says. Syntax error, syntax error. Okay, so it is showing. See, and that's what I thought was wrong in TextPad. Yes. This won't matter. Nah. Oh, if number of years. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that. Oh, I'm still doing. You do it. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. So what's down, and that's the end of your else. If okay, you got to. Never curly brace It says there's an else error? Okay, let's look at it and see what we got. Okay. If this bracket with this bracket, else. Okay, there needs to be another bracket back here opening. Goes with this one. Else. Okay, you don't have that else. That very last, you only have two else's. Yeah, and then you need one more bracket that closes this else.
All right, so why did we have to open brackets?
Where?
You want to open?
Okay, this one, it's closed down here.
All right.
But that needs to be on the other line. It might work that way, but okay, now try it. Yeah, it's kind of sometimes, this is why I put all of mine out like that, and it will run without them indented like that. But it's easier to tell that that it's what goes with what, because if you look back at the Word document and you see how the pseudocode's all indented here. Now, in this pseudocode, they don't have that last else that we do. They have if years married or less than or equal to minimum years, then output newlywed gift, and then we put another in there, another else. Tab over here, if I can get it over. Then we put an else right here that says else, oops, output no gift, right? So we added that. Now this end if goes with this if, and this end if goes with this if. So we had a little bit more brackets when you actually put it in JavaScript, because every time you do the condition, here's the condition, every time you code the then, that has to be enclosed in braces. Did you get yours? Everybody? Paul, who's back behind you, Paul? No, you. Yeah, you. That's turning your head. What's your name?
Nick.
Nick. I couldn't remember. Did you get yours?
I have trouble with it.
Okay, let's.
Taking out the same right line with the numbers.
Okay.
I mind 7.
Okay.
Go to your job.
You're doing the number 2.
Yeah, I'm thinking that. Well, if I get number 2, I'll figure out how the else.
If flavor, okay, you couldn't get. Okay, flavor equals. Oh, I see. You're telling me. Okay. If flavor, okay, your equals must be double equals.
It should be.
Yeah, every time it's a comparison.
This is different. So anytime I put in 1, 2, or 3, if I put in 4, it'll kick out the same.
You still have to, anytime you do a comparison, if you have that statement, it's not comparing. What it's doing is putting 4 into flavor. Because 1 equals is an assignment operator. Okay?
I had 3 else's.
Okay, anybody want to look at any different ones? Your assignment is to do A and C on number 4 to pick one of them to JavaScript. I believe is what I said in here. So I told you for Chapter 3 assignment Part 2, page 111, number 4, A and C, and it's telling you it's AND logic. It will take using the AND logic. Then do number 6, which is, you don't have to do the parts to it. You just do number 6. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. And I'm going to modify. Okay. So number 4, see, we've got till 12:15. Number 4, we can do number 4 together because you're supposed to do A and C. okay? So if we do number 4, you just modify it, and then C is a modification. But number 6, I tell you just to do number 6 and use OR logic. Don't do A, B, or C, okay? Does that make sense the way I said it? In the assignment, page 111, number 4, A and C, use AND logic. Number 6, only, don't do A, B, and C parts, and do the OR logic. You only use pseudocode or flowchart, and then just select one of those 3 problems that you do above to JavaScript. Any one, okay? And here's the things that will help you. If you go to W3 Schools, it'll show you how to do the AND logic and the OR logic in JavaScript, okay? Whichever one you choose. But let's look at number 4 and see if we did on right.
I know.
Is your
When
Wi-Fi
I first got in here, it knocked me off twice, but it
stayed since then? Okay. All right. So, what that was. All right. So let me go back. Okay. So the Daily Gazette accepts classified ads in several categories. For most ads, the newspaper charges 10 cents per word for the first 50 words and 8 cents per word for every word after that. Okay, so you're supposed to design a flowchart or pseudocode for a program that accepts data about an ad. Here's the input data that you accept. Customer name, ad category. For instance, it could be apartment for rent, it could be a house for we get all the input data and we display it. So we would be displaying customer name, ad category, and number of words, right? Then we would have to do an if statement that first tests to see right? So we have 3 constants and 3 input variables. Let's see. Let me see how they did the flow chart. Okay, there it is. All right, so we have string customer name, string ad category, num words, and I'll put this into Evernote for you, and then num price. Then we have 3 constants, like we said, 0.08, 0.10, and 50 is the word limit. That's what they called it. So here's our input box. Here's our if statement. It's just an if statement without and or.